souls. I am Valeria Maritza at Healing Through You. I am an infinite being of light, and so are you. Today, I want to talk to you about being in flow and holding the vision of that which you want. So today, it's Thursday, it's Holy Thursday, and my son is off from school. And so I spent all day with him. And we had such a marvelous day. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I intended to. So last night, I posted in my private Facebook group a challenge for everyone to, when they wake up in the morning, whenever you wake up in the morning, instead of grabbing your phone and going to your feed and social media and mail, emails, news, whatever it is that you reach out for on the first thing in the morning, even if it is just the weather. Instead of doing that, just be for a moment and intend to have a wonderful day. So you intend what kind of day you're going to have, what kind of things you would like to see, what kind of things you would like to experience. And you begin to form this future for yourself that you can manifest because you are in a very important part of the day. You live in a three-dimensional world, and when you're dreaming, you're really in the fifth dimension. And when you're in between, you're in the fourth dimension. And what does that mean? It means that you're in between. Am I saying this right? Perhaps I am, perhaps I'm not, but it doesn't matter. The words don't mean anything, is what my guides keep telling me. When you are just about to fall asleep, or when you are just waking up in the morning, you are in between worlds. This is the part where you, if you intend to, can manifest what you want really, really fast. So just as you're going to sleep, if you begin to think and create and see yourself in the things and places and the type of life that you want, and you hold that thought, you hold that feeling, you hold it, you begin to live it in your mind, in your thoughts, those thoughts become your creations. They become your future. And the same thing happens first thing in the morning. So when you first wake up in the morning and you reach out for your phone and you instantly wake yourself up by distracting yourself by the feed of whatever it is that you're reading gives you, then you create that. You create more of that, and you're not intentionally creating what you want in your life. And so last night, I posted on my Facebook group. Let tomorrow be the day when you wake up and instead of reaching for your phone, you lay there in bed and you begin to manifest and create with intention what it is that you want. You just say it in your head. Today is going to be a great day. Today is going to be fabulous. It's going to be awesome. And then you can begin to think of the things that you want to experience. And I did that this morning. And it was fabulous. And let me tell you that my son was off of school and he still woke up at 6. Now, just to give you a little reference here, when he goes to school during the week, he gets up at 6:30. So now he's not in school and he's getting up half hour earlier. And so was I. But I was full of energy. I woke up and I remember, I'm going to do this. I'm going to set the intention to have a beautiful, wonderful day. And I did. So I got up, I went to see him, we cuddled, we hung out a little bit. Then we got up and we had a dance party. We had breakfast. We went for a beautiful walk around the neighborhood. We stopped at the playground. He played, made friends. The sun started really hitting. It was almost like after 10:20 by the time I came back. We were out for a really long time. And then we came back. We hydrated ourselves. We had some snacks or breakfast. Then we went to the backyard. We did all kinds of things. But The difference here in what was happening is that I was very present. I took some pictures and then I posted some stuff later in the morning, but I really hadn't done any of that as I usually do throughout the morning. Well, to be fair, I do post things in the morning while he's not here, when he's already at school. But I didn't do that, and I didn't worry about it. I didn't feel guilty about not doing these things. I didn't feel it. I was just having that moment with him, and it was beautiful. We also had some deep conversations, which I was not expecting, about religious beliefs and how things work, and like really deep questions that he had and I was able to answer. He felt really good being able to express these questions and feelings with me. And it carried us on throughout the day. It was great. And then I also realized a couple of times during the day that today was Thursday and that it's the day that I usually record my podcast in the morning. And it didn't bother me or make me feel anxious or upset as if I'm not doing something I should. And I pause at that word should, because whenever the words should or could come up for us, that's our ego, that's our bad self-talk. So it doesn't mean anything. That's what it means. It means that when it comes up, you recognize, ooh, that's the ego, and I don't really need to deal with this right now. That's not my divine self. That's not my higher self. That is not me loving me. And so you just put it aside and you move on. I didn't worry about it. And then even tonight, I spent like the whole rest of the night and evening, and now my baby's sleeping, and I was like, I'm going to do it now. I have the energy and I have the perfect theme to talk about today. It's about being in the moment and being able to experience your life as you want it to without feeling guilty and without having that thought in the back of your mind of what you could be doing or should be doing. Just being. It was fabulous. Okay, now the next subject I wanted to talk about, I also just wanted to ask you, go ahead and try it. Try it out. On the weekends, if you can't do it during the week because you're working, just try it out of just being in the moment. But just set your intention to have a beautiful, wonderful, easy flowing day for you. Abundant day, whatever it is that you intend, just have that come towards you. All right, the next one is about intention and truth and belief. And what does that mean? I'm going to tell you a little story here. Many, many years back, I was a teacher. Well, I've been a teacher for a long time, but this is when I was first teaching. And in the state that I used to work, teachers had a choice. We could get our salary during the 10 months that we actually worked, or they could hold back part of our salary and extend it throughout the summer so that we would get paid throughout the summer as well. And every year I would just choose to get paid the 10 months because that's what I wanted. Well, there was this one year where for some reason I ran out of money. And I had credit, I had fine. Everything was always perfect, but it was the end of the month almost, and I knew I was getting paid the next week. I was not worried at all. I had credit, everything was fine. But the physical money that I had in the bank and access to was not there. And I was not worried, except I had to renew my registration. And back then, I didn't know that you could be late a day or a week with your registration and nothing would happen unless somebody pulled you over. So it was a big deal for me to get it done on time. And so, you had to get the inspection and then go to get the registration, and it was $100. And I went to get the inspection, and I paid with my credit card. That was no problem. Then I went to get the registration, and I looked online, and it said that you had to pay cash or a check. No, not a check, a money order. It wasn't a check even. It was a money order or cash. And since I didn't have the money, I couldn't do it. And so I was freaking out. But something told me just go ahead and do it anyway. What? Right? That's what you're thinking, right? Well, you know what? I did. I drove up there. I went, and my heart is racing. What am I going to do? They have signs everywhere. That's what it says. It says cash or money order. How am I going to pay it? I don't know. Where am I going to get the money? So I go to the parking lot. I park the car. I get out of the car, and I start walking towards the building. And as I'm walking, I see this bill flying in the air, like really high, and then fall down. And I'm like, what? So I rush over to it because it was a little bit windy. I rushed to go over and grab it before it flies away again. And I grab it, and I kid you not, and I'm not making this up, it was $100 bill. One bill, $100, the exact amount of money I needed. I pick it up, and I looked around in the parking lot, all around. There was no one there. No one. Like it didn't just fall out. Somebody probably dropped it somewhere, but they were no longer there. So I put it in my pocket, and I walked into the building, and I looked around. Everybody was having a swell time. Everybody was talking. There was nobody that looked like they missed anything. Maybe it was one of them. I don't know. But nobody looked like they did. So I stayed in line. And everyone who went ahead of me went and paid, and no problems. Nobody was like freaking out that they had lost their money. Because I was paying attention at this. I was paying attention. Like, who does this money belong to? Well, it belonged to me. The universe gave it to me. The universe literally threw it at me in the wind from the sky. And so I went, and I got my registration, and I just couldn't believe what had happened. Sorry about that. Somebody decides to blow that horn out there. Anyway, this is what happened. But here is the trick to this. I didn't have the money, and I knew I didn't have the money, yet I also knew somehow it was going to work out. And therefore, I got in my car, and I drove to the place I had to go, and I got out, and I was going inside as if I had the money. And it did show up for me. And you're like, what? How is this even happening? Lucky thing? No, that's intention. That is belief. That is knowing that it already is. If I didn't know that I was going to have the money, that everything was going to work out, I would not have driven to the office and parked the car and continued to walk towards the building. That is the trust in the universe. That is how we manifest. Yes, it's incredible, but it's also true. I wanted to give you this inspiration today because it popped up in my awareness that it was a great story that I hadn't thought about in a while, and that is so relevant to manifesting. So the same way that you intend in the morning, as soon as you get up, I'm going to have a great day. Everything's going to work for me. Everything flows to me. Whatever else you want to say to manifest, and then even go into details as to what you want to experience. Go ahead and do that and begin to see the magic unfold in your life. And now, today, I am so incredibly thankful for the conversations and the moments that I had with my son, the really deep, deep thoughts that he had that I was able to answer because I wasn't stressed, because I was present, because I wasn't rushing to go do the next thing. And here I am, almost at the end of the day, with such an amazing, great message for you that wouldn't have happened in this manner had I taken the time during the day to record it. It wouldn't have happened because I'm pulling from the actual personal experience of the entire day, feeling this energy of being calm, being in the moment, and trusting that there's a reason for it. When you trust that everything's going to go well for you, it does. With that, my friends, I wish you an amazing, amazing weekend, and I will see you again on Monday. Much love to you.